Okay. I'm going to go back and record the lecture for what we did live during week 1, just in case there were people that added the class later. It will be a foreshortened version of it. I'll probably go a little bit more quickly and won't show a few of the clips because that greatly increases the chance that Panopto will stop recording. But just some basic things we talked about. You got to ask yourself, if you weren't part of this exercise, who is the greatest figure in sports history? And consequently, what are your criteria for judgment, which may reveal something about what you value in sport? And what are your innate biases? Is it about aesthetics? Do you watch sport because you enjoy watching the poetry and pageantry and strength and grace and power and speed? Or is it about competition? Like to see people win and lose, and you like to see, sometimes the underdog. It's always satisfying to see, quote unquote, the underdog, someone who's not supposed to win, that rises above and is able to prevail. Or are there political aspects of the sports that you appreciate? So I think a lot of people say Michael Jordan, and it's hard to argue against Michael Jordan. I have 6 rings, 6 finals MVPs, and I'm worth $1 billion. Enough said. So says Michael Jordan. He transformed, the NBA. The NBA was about to enter a lull because they had really ridden the Magic Bird narrative into the ground. And Magic and Bird were getting, one had AIDS and one had a bad back and spurs on his feet. And, they were beginning to worry. And then, along came Michael Jordan. But he really also, I think there's a lot of great players and a lot of great sports, but he transformed. He was a crossover athlete, a black athlete that appealed to white America and white middle America. Okay, you had conservative Republican white kids buying his shoes in like rural Oklahoma. Okay, he really transformed the advertising landscape. But maybe we have a bias with Michael Jordan. So Muhammad Ali would say, so what's up with this fascination with the athletes on team sports? I did it all myself. Michael Jordan couldn't have beaten teams to win the finals by himself. We often place a little bit more focus and emphasis in the United States on team sports. Well, what about Muhammad Ali? He did it all himself. It was only him in the ring. Yes, he had a trainer, and he had a cut man in boxing. He had people in his corner, but when you walk out to meet George Fraser, it's you. It's only you. It's all on you. So maybe we should go with Muhammad Ali. So, maybe our bias is that most of us would have picked an American. What am I, chopped liver just because I'm not an American? So says Diego Maradona. Probably one of the greatest athletes I've ever seen on television. I never saw him live, obviously, but I remember in the 1986 World Cup just being astonished at how much power and speed he had in grace and he'd be like almost out of control, and anyone else would wipe out, but he was able to spin around and keep from falling down and kick the ball with the outside of his foot up, put it exactly where he wanted to. I remember